Alright guys, well welcome to the next episode of the Geek Errant Let's Play of Guild Wars 2. So now I've got this little lockbox thing here in the lower right hand corner because that comes from, that's my daily rewards for, which is something you unlock when you buy the game, whether you buy expansions or whatever. So get a chest of Blackline goods, and then you choose, well it actually just shows you what dailies are available. So I'm not going to jump in any of that anytime soon. So that just went into my inventory. I've got shared inventory slots there. I don't know, can I use this? Oh, I can, cool. Okay, so I got a Black Lion salvage kit. So double click and select an item in your inventory to salvage for crafting materials. So I'll hang on to that for future use when I get into crafting, which is, it's going to take a bit to get to that point, but so that's going to be far off. This is stuff that you get level 80 boosts from buying. You get one level 80 boost for each of the expansions, if I'm not mistaken. That's, I'm not going to mess with those because really I want to play the game and experience it. I play a game for the story and for, you know, kind of becoming a part of the world that I'm in. So I don't want to just jump to level 80 and do all the end-game stuff. I'll keep those in my inventory until, you know, much farther along. All right. Got that cleared. So the way your quests, you can see you've got a little mini-map down here in the lower right-hand corner, Village of Shaymore, and you've got your starting quest right there, marked as a star, which you got different kind of quest markers, and the open world questing we'll get into after we get through this initial starter quest. Okay, so you walk up, and with your mouse over them, of course you can, if you're in default mouse, you know, you can click on them to target them, or, you know, you can just hit F when you're close enough if you're in action mode and at them. Okay, so next objective is to get to the inn. So we'll cruise our way down there. The game does have an auto run function, and if you look down the lower right at the mini map down there, you can see there's actually an arrow painted to mark your path. Oop, jeez, running right into an enemy, jabbering away and talking about the mini map. So then we can run up and hit these guys. Now you start off with just one ability by default, but of course you'll unlock more. Well, actually technically two abilities, but so you have our basic shot, and then we've got a healing ability as well, and we all heal as one. So it's not just, doesn't just heal you, it heals you and your pet, which is really awesome actually to get that kind of an ability, you know, starting out. So now we come down here, talk to Sergeant Walters. Come in here, we're going to talk to the sergeant and get a little bit of dialogue.
Sergeant, there are more centaurs on the other side of town. Captain Thackeray's calling for reinforcements at the garrison.
If he's calling for help, it must be serious. But I can't spare anyone.
I'll go. Captain Thackeray's never failed Divinity's Reach. If I can help him, I will.
Balthazar, bless you. That's the spirit that'll win this war. Good luck.
So I like the way they have the story dialogue there. You know, it's a simple display for sort of a little voice acted conversation, but it doesn't feel. Wow, look at that shield! Holy cow, that's cool. Why do you have two shields? Anyways, it's like a voice acted. It's a neat little way to do a conversation. You know, with a painted background and stuff. And I like the art style for this game, both in like, you know, in-game visuals, but then also like I love the sort of painted style of the cinematics and things of that nature. So I came in here because I wasn't sure if there was a shop. I don't think there is, but sometimes you go to taverns and there are shops and things you can buy there. But I'm gonna head to the garrison so I can give Captain Thackeray some support. Come on here and help out this Seraph real quick. Gain a little XP. Alright, let's see. Can I do anything? Nope. She just did. Look at these watermelons. These are ridiculous. Feed like family of like 8 on one of them things. Quit running. Come here. The cool thing is you have a dodge ability, so if you double tap any direction, and there's actually a little mini tutorial for that later on, but if you double tap any direction, you do a little dodge roll, it adds some versatility to combat. I love the combat in this game. It feels intuitive and smooth, and you can really, even though it was kind of originally designed as a tab targeting sort of thing, it lends itself well to the action mode.
The Centaurs are in the garrison. Rally to Captain Thackeray.
All right, so now we got to defend the garrison.
Maintain the pressure. You've got them off balance.
More of them incoming. And the cool thing is, what I'm actually doing right now is like an event. Invulnerable. I guess it only become vulnerable within a certain range of the garrison.
There's another wave coming.
But if you look in the upper right corner up here, defend the garrison. It's a world event that's happening right now. So in each area there are events that happen, like dynamic events that occur, and then they kind of change as they go. And there's Captain Logan Thackeray right there. So.
Enough of this. Take down their leader.
And then there's the leader, Champion Modnir High Sage. Get back here, you little punk.
It's huge.
That soldier is a threat. We're destroying them. Charge!
So then, now this comes up. Now, even if you're a melee-based character, you can still run up and smack the crap out of this thing. But, of course, I've got my bow and arrow right now, so I'm going to stick with just taking pot shots. Obstructed, okay. So he just said, if your health gets low, you can always, run into him and heal up. I'm actually going to use my healing ability to kind of top off, because that healing ability doesn't do, a huge chunk of your health. It's just kind of meant to be sort of supplementary. You see that chunk kind of come flying out at me? You gotta be careful. Oh, geez, see, I just got nailed by one. So, unfortunately, this is more of like just an attack spam right at the moment. It would be nice if you'd, gotten another level, maybe another ability by this point, but there we go.
Not dead yet. Brace yourselves. Think it's gonna explode.
So it did a defiant last self-destruction.
Where am I? What happened?
You were injured when the elemental exploded. Captain Thackeray brought you here personally. You've been unconscious for 3 days.
You had lots of visitors. Villagers you rescued, some seraph, and even a tavern keeper from the city and his daughter. She came by every day.
That'd be my friends, Andrew and Petra. I'll have to go see them once I'm fully recovered. What should I do now?
Fresh air and exercise are the best medicine. The goddess Duena helped you. Perhaps you could help others?
Thanks, I will. And thanks for taking such good care of me.
Never mind the fact that an stone elemental just exploded at you. Fresh air and exercise are the best medicine. Alright, so I just got a new bow as a reward for the starting quest, which, as you can see, it very clearly shows, where it's better than you. They're better than you. Your weapon's better than you. Where it's better than what you have currently. But it, seeing you got more people here from the same world event going through their, the ones that have the little film reel there, that means they're in a cinematic, and then you got other people that are just, either skipping their cinematic or spawning in and taking off. But anyway, so my bow here, wooden longbow, is better than my cracked longbow, so I'm going to right-click and equip. Actually, let me do this real quick. I want to make sure the skin is unlocked. Okay, so unlock skin. Oh, I don't think I can. Huh. I wonder. On a lot of things, you can unlock the skin. So, but anyway, so you hit I to open your inventory is how I'm getting to that. Now, let me show you some other stuff here before I get rolling. And that guy with the spyglass there, that's a scout. Those are the guys you want to talk to when you come across them. They'll show you, they'll kind of open an area on your map and show you what's around. So I'll get to that in a second. So let me do this here. This is like your level rewards. That's what the symbol looks like. So you get hero panel, stat increases, weapon skill 2 unlocked. That's what I got, rapid fire. So I'll get to that in a second. And +7 primary attributes. So power, precision, toughness, and vitality. So then we'll hit accept, and then this gives you a little preview. So at level 5 we'll get a new profession skill unlocked. Level 6 we'll get some fine equipment as a reward for hitting that level. Level 10 it unlocks the next stage of your personal story. And so that first little starting quest there was actually technically, it's sort of like every human's sort of personal story opening. But it has a slightly different twist, like where she talked about the bartender and then the daughter. That's your part of one of the choices I made at character creation. And then at level 11 you get 5 hero points to invest in, and we'll get into those when we get to that point. To open the hero panel, the default is H, which I always keep it at default. So if you notice, it's laid out in overall categories. So you've got equipment, build. And then hero points are unlocked at level 11. Your story journal, so if you want to do like a brief recap of, like for instance, this is what your beginning selections. And then you've got Kryta politics, which is that, started off with defending Shaymore. And then on the mend is where I'm at right now. Then there's some other stories here that'll unlock as we go. I think, what is this? Season 1 history lesson? Huh. I wonder if this has to do with overall world events. So, we'll get to that point. It might be cash shop stuff. I don't know. I'll have to look into this more. I'll look into this. Anybody that knows what has more information on this that I'm not able to give you right now, go ahead and throw it in the comments down below, so that other people, again, can be educated, including myself. Then you got crafting, which doesn't unlock yet. That'll unlock later. Then you got just general achievements. These collection achievements actually have some bearing to do with some of the stuff in the expansions. And then masteries, which again, we'll get to that point a little bit later on. So, now, in each of these, like the two of the primary ones you're going to be looking at are going to be your overall hero panel, or that have like your equipment. So this shows equipment that's available to you to be able to wear or use. So there's the cracked longbow, which you can see, you can do the comparison at that point. Shows you what you have currently equipped. And all of this, we'll fill in at that point, or as we get to it. Kind of gives you a rundown of your overall attributes, etc., etc. So then you've got wardrobe. Let's see. Which I think this is what allows you to choose what your... So actually, you might be able to choose your overall style here. Let's see. So chest. Okay, so you've got two different styles. Okay, yeah, so you have to get transmute charges to change the appearance. And then, of course, you buy more, and it'll bring up the cash shop. And the gems are like, you buy the gems with real money, and it'll want to take you to a browser, or there we go. It has your payment methods. So you get 800 gems for 10, etc., etc. So that's some of the cash shop stuff. Like I said, it's cosmetic. You don't have to use this unless you want to, but it is an option there. So wardrobe is like your overall style. Dyes, like I said, this you can at any point you can select your color and then change that, and it shows you a little preview of what it's going to look like when you change it to that, right? And just to show you, it does not change. I'll just do it real quick just to show you. It does not, you hit apply to apply it, but it does not take transmute charges to apply a color change, okay? So just a little peace of mind, a little comfort there. All right. Then you got outfits. All of this is cash shop stuff that you can unlock. Well, it might not all be cash shop stuff, but or it might be. I don't know. To me, I haven't really found any that have been super stoked to want to buy. Look at that. It's like Mortal Kombat. But actually, that's kind of cool. Little ninja. Anyways, so you can get into all that. One thing with the wardrobe, I think once you unlock it, I think both headgear and so your helmet or headgear, whatever, and shoulders, I think those can both be hidden if you don't like the look of it. So for instance, just as an example, like if you had, where was it? This ninja outfit, and to me personally, like I'm looking at this, I'm like, those shoulders are just like ginormous. That just takes away, doesn't feel right for the overall outfit. I could, well, if it was not an outfit, like if this was a set of armor, you could hide the shoulders so that it didn't look so crazy. But that can't be done with outfits, but it can be done with armor sets, okay? Miniatures, I think... Okay, so you can have a miniature is sort of like a non-combat pet that follows you around, and I think it unlocks that one with one of the expansions, so you can hide or unhide. But you can see there's all sorts of different mini pets that you can have, griffins and all sorts of different little guys that you can collect eventually. Finishers, I'm not sure. Oh, so these are like if you do PvP, if you want to, you know, drop something on your, or essentially what you drop on your enemy when you've killed them. That's basically it's the finishing animation when you've killed an enemy. So, and then mail carriers, gilder skins, you know, all of that, and mounts. Mounts doesn't. Well, that one doesn't unlock till 70, and then glider and mount skins don't unlock till level 80. That stuff, those things actually, I think, come with the expansions. So, okay, so next we'll get into the build. So you can see here that your skills vary based off of your what you've got equipped. Okay, and I'll kind of go through this here in a minute. So you've got sword as your main hand options are as a ranger. Are sword, longbow, short bow, and axe. Now, if you notice, it says axe main hand, sword main hand, right? And if you notice, it shows 5 skill slots. So if you've got a skill or a weapon that takes 2 hands to wield, like the longbow, the short bow, and like the great sword and the staff, and I can't remember if you can do the staff right off the bat or if that has to unlock with a specialization. I'm trying to remember. Does it say? I'll have to look. That might not unlock until later on. But at any rate, if you got one that takes 2 hands to wield, it fills. You know, you'll eventually unlock all 5 of these skills, right? And I'm not sure if you'll unlock more or not. You may potentially. And then, but if you've got one that is a main hand and then an offhand, you'll notice it's broken down by 3 for your main hand and then 2 for your offhand. So that gives a little even more versatility in your combat. So for instance, if you want to go sword main hand, you'll have slash, hornet sting, and serpent strike. And hornet sting is actually kind of a cool skill. I'll show you that because I'll play around with the main hand sword a little bit later on. But it's actually does a stab and evade. And then once you do an evade, it's like a second stage attack to where once you do the evasion, you can then hit the button again and you'll do a leap attack and jump back into it with that. Then there's Serpent Strike. You'll do, once you, as you strike them, you'll roll to the kind of around the side of them as you go. So, but that's just one main hand. You also have axe as another main hand, and then dagger as a main hand. So you could do like wield a sword with your main hand and then an axe with your offhand. Or you could do, if you wanted, you could do dual daggers. Dagger main hand, dagger offhand, sword main hand, dagger offhand. You know, there's just all sorts of different combinations, right? And then also more offhand options are the torch and the war horn. So the torch is sort of like a damage over time sort of an addition. And then the war horn is a way to sort of like temporary summons, essentially. So, well, actually, it's kind of a combination. So Hunter's Call calls hawks to swarm your foes, and then Call the Wild grant fury, might, and swiftness to yourself and nearby allies. Your pet becomes unblockable for a period of time. So sort of a like summon and then also a pet enhance. But then there's also Spear, and then there's Harpoon Gun, and the Harpoon Gun that's an underwater weapon, and there's underwater combat, which is most games would just be like, you'll just use the same weapon when you go into water. No, this actually has a specific weapon and like sort of breather mask armor thing that you wear for combat underwater. So pretty cool. And then you got down skills, which when you're this has sort of like a second chance fight, essentially. So if your HP gets completely depleted, you'll be knocked down and you'll be immobile, but you can either throw rocks, throw knives. You have a few different skills you can do while you're down, and if you manage to kill an enemy, you get sort of like a second wind. So again, really cool, neat stuff that kind of sets it apart from your typical MMOs. So let's see. You can also change your healing skills, or your skill in general. So 6 kind of becomes, I guess you could say, a healing skill slot, which is a good spot for it, because it's not too much of a stretch to reach. So you have we heal as 1, but then you've also got a deal which is just a self heal. But of course, obviously, the heal as 1 is a better skill off the bat. So and if you notice, these are locked. That's just because they're level locked. These skills will unlock. These skill slots will unlock as you go. Okay. Now. Okay, so this gives an overall slot skill view. So this is specifically weapon skills. This is for the stuff to the right here, and what you'll eventually be able to unlock. You can go through and look at that as you go. And that's something that you can't get to until level 21. Alright, so let me see. What's that? There's a way to get to the pet and do the pet. And if you want to change your skill down here on the fly, there's also an up arrow there, so you don't have to go all the way into your hero tab for that. What was the key for... There was a key for your pet. Trying to see if it's in... I thought it was in the build here. Don't think it's in Masteries. Okay. Let me look here real quick. Wait. Blackline Trading Company, Guild, World vs. World PvP, Inventory Hero. Okay, we go to Options, and you get a brief little look at the Options menu here. Controls. Let's see.
You want his job? No, I just can't.
Pet dialogue, K. Okay, so let's see. K. Why isn't it working? Why isn't pet dialogue coming up? Oops, wrong thing. Okay, one sec. Let me see. What was it? Didn't it say pet dialogue? Where it shows the pet dialogue. Maybe do I have to select it first? Maybe it's something I can't do yet. Maybe it won't open that up or unlock it until you get to a certain point. So, we'll come back to that in a minute. But what I was trying to show you is that you can eventually unlock different kinds of pets, kind of like what I talked about earlier, and it shows you really what's available to unlock. But I guess we'll get to that point in a bit.
The fields beyond Shaymore are Kryta's breadbasket. Since the Centaur attack, citizens are trying to rebuild their lives. But it's tough with bandits and dangerous wildlife roaming the area. Don't wait for an invitation. Jump in and help them.
So as you can see, what he's circling all these spots here with the hearts, right? So the open world questing portion of it, it's not linear. It's not gonna specifically point you to.
This is a waypoint.
Okay, hold on.
Waypoints appear on your compass, which is in the lower right corner of your screen. You can also see them on the world map, which you can access by pressing M. Press M again to close the world map. To teleport to a waypoint, open your world map and click on the waypoint to which you want to travel.
Okay, so the whole point of talking to the scouts is because they'll do exactly what they just did. They'll, show the overall, nearby area. A guild banquet table? Huh. Okay. That's interesting. What? Must be someone guild advertising, I guess. I've never seen that before. It's funny. So this is what the waypoint looks like in the physical world. So talking to those scouts shows you the immediate area and gives you sort of a lay of the land and sort of unlocks the map ahead of exploring for yourself. Okay, so we'll come back to waypoints in a minute. Talking about the oh man, let me move so I'm not near that waypoint just because it's so loud. There we go. All right, and also I wanted to show you here. Well, I'll show you that in a second. Getting information overload. I'm trying to get my thoughts in order. All right. So what he was circling was these hearts here. The open world questing, what I was starting to talk about, is that instead of having a linear set of quests, and it's semi-linear in that they do give you an indication of the closest one and where you might want to start, which is this heart with a little bit of like a shine around it, essentially. But you have all these hearts here, which are essentially like open world quests that you can complete for experience rewards. Okay. And as you do the tasks that are required of you in those areas, the quest meter will fill up, and then once you've got it full, you've completed the quest, and then you can move on. So and the cool thing about it is, instead of your typical MMORPG structure where you linearly go to this area and then you have to do specifically this task and then this task and then this task. What I'll show you here in a minute, the cool interface with this is you can fill up that quest meter by doing a variety of different things. Just whatever happens to be more interesting to you to do in that area. So, and then what the other guy was talking about was these waypoints, and he's talking about fast travel, to travel to a waypoint. It's the fast travel system for this game. Okay, so the first waypoint you start off with is already unlocked, is the Shaymore waypoint. So to unlock them, you actually have to physically travel to them, and then there will be a fast travel option. And the fast travel costs copper based on your distance, but it's only 4 copper, so it's not like, and granted this one's close by, but this one that I've got unlocked, again, you can see how much further away it is from me, and it's still 4 copper. So it's not expensive to fast travel in the game by any means. So and then I'll give you a sort of I'll pull way back so you can see like how big this world is. And yes, there are some loading points. In fact, I think to get to some of the other areas like the Woodland Cascades or the Maguma, you have to go to sort of like a central travel hub, but still it's a huge world, and all of this Kryta here, a large portion of it, this is all open world that you can travel to. So really, really cool. And then it kind of gives you also sort of a level breakdown of the area that you're in. So Queensdale is levels 1 to 15. Okay. So I'm not sure what is that? Oh, map bonus. Okay, so it's you get map bonuses for traveling from place to place. So, all right, so that gives you sort of a map breakdown. Then you have little points of interest, which are these little squares. So they're not something you can really travel to, but you kind of get a little extra bonus. And there's might be some things of interest in that area when you travel to it. So, all right. Now that I've done that, you can also see what I talked about. The reason I say it's semi-linear is down here on your mini-map, they have a heart there with a shiny around it to show you the closest quest place that you can go to. And it's semi-linear because that's kind of what you would naturally gravitate toward, but you don't necessarily have to go there. You could head that direction, and then you could choose a different place to go. You saw that guy just running by on a mount. Mounts don't unlock till level 80, and you have to do a sort of like a collection thing to get them. I'll get there eventually. So don't look. It's not like other MMOs. It's less traditional in the regard that you don't have, you don't gain a mount at like level 5 or 10 or something to help you travel quicker. You do get some travel speed increase, and of course you can use the waypoints to fast travel that way. But okay, so now here you've got some basic vendors, and I think these both just have some bags here. I'm just gonna grab. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna buy a bag yet, because you get bags as level rewards. I might come back to that in a minute. And I think you get some like some 5-slot bags, and I think those are only 4-slot bags. So we come down here. Point of interest is Trainer's Terrace. So the points of interest also have, if you unlock or if you fill in the whole map going to waypoints, quest points, and points of interest, you fill up that sort of, I guess you could say, the map gauge. And as you fill that up, once you fill it up completely, you'll get an extra reward. So there's even reward bonus. Actually, this is the way I need to be going. There's even reward bonuses for exploration, which is just something that's cool about this game. It rewards you for traveling, just traveling around and seeing things. And you can see it in the background. This map is huge, and it's beautiful. I mean, the graphic style in this game is, I think it was 2013, 12 or 13 when this game came out. So even though it's been out for 5 or 6 years, it's still, these graphics are fantastic. The stylization definitely helps with that, but that's kind of an advantage to doing a bit of a stylized art style. So, but man, it's just this, and you can see Divinity's Reach up there behind me. Just look at that mess, and that place itself is huge. The first time I went into Divinity's Reach, the scale is insane. You guys will see it when I get there in this Let's Play. So, all right, so I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna do this first little quest area, and then so you get an idea of what the questing system's like in this, and then I'll end this episode and then continue on in the next episode. So with the quest area, you don't have to talk to this person. You can literally, if you look up here in the upper right corner, help Dia tend her farm. Help Dia by tending corn, stomping worm mounds, entertaining cattle, which is kind of goofy, and defending the field. So it tells you what your objectives are, and it shows them kind of right out here anyway as you kind of search around and look. You can see there's a crop burner, so there's someone you'd have to defend the farm or the farm from, or defend against, and then this is, I think, a bonus objective, is defending the hay bales. And then there's daily activities, or this gives you sort of a daily activity sort of a thing there too. So at any rate, so what I'm getting at is, oh, hang on, it wants to do a map merge.
Save my hay.
I'm gonna do later.
If you can throw a bucket of water, you can help.
I'll get to it in a second. At any rate, so you don't necessarily have to talk to her, but if you want a little more of like a traditional MMO feel, you can come up and talk to them and see what the dialogue is. So, no, how could they do this? Do this to us? Don't they eat beef too? I'll go ask them. Okay, so just a little bit of a dialogue to kind of get a little more of a feel for the story in this area. Okay, so we talk to this guy. Get those hooligans out of my field. They're trying to burn everything. So there's actually nobody in the field, but you will eventually have bandits come in and try to light the hay bales on fire, and of course you've got bandit waves like right here. So if you can actually attack them and distract them and keep them from burning the hay, then it helps. So like for instance right here, you have to defend. You don't necessarily have to defend all 10 hay bales, but Oh, jeez. I guess there's one starting up above. Alright, so I'm gonna loot. Oh, wait, never mind. The flashing on my mini-map was looting. Okay. But anyways, if you can take out all 10 of these waves, and then hopefully you can... hopefully you can defend all 10 bales, then you... well, I'm assuming you get a little more of a bonus if you have more of them still standing, but there we go. So that was just like a dynamic event. So you have, even in these quest areas, you then have dynamic events that occur as well. So once that event's completed, you get a little bit of an XP boost from participating in that event, and then you can move on to just the general quest objectives. So we'll go step by step for what they've got up here. So the first one it talks about in the upper right corner is tending corn. So you've got corn stalks here. So you're going to go up and you're going to tend to them, and then, you know, because it's Guild Wars 2 and it's magic, withering corn automatically heals. Actually, it's because I'm a ranger. I know how to take care of the land. So at any rate, and as you can see, the quest meter is filling up fairly quickly. Just from me, you know, that was like, what, 7 stalks of corn? Just from doing that, I actually was able to gain a good amount of filling up that meter, and I could probably fill it up the rest of the way if I did the rest of the corn here, but I'm not going to do it. So then the next one, what is it? Stomping worm mound. So if we stomp on a worm mound here, flatten. The worm inside's going to get angry and pop out and attack us. And then I guess it moves to attack us. I've always just done melee and been right in its face. So okay, so you can stomp on that. Entertaining cattle, and then of course we've already defended the fields, but that still kind of counts for us. So now defending the cattle is kind of a funny thing because you can't entertain the same cow more than once. How now, brown cow? Okay, so you know, you just dance for the cow and the cow is entertained. So, you know, you can do non-combat things to help complete your quest objectives, or you can, you know, if you prefer, you can just spend the whole time stomping on worm mounds and killing plains worm hatchlings. And notice it said hatchling. Yes, there are larger versions of these things out in the world. So, I'm going to go ahead and, I guess I'll entertain this cow since it's close by. And there you go, you see. I finished that quest area, the heart fills up, and then if you look down here in the lower right-hand corner, you got, for one, I gained enough experience to level up. This is your experience bar down here at the bottom that shows you how close you are to leveling up. And then you've got, I got a quest reward, so I'll do that first. So from doing that, you get 45 copper and 90 karma on top of the experience that you gained from you know, participating and then completing the quests in the area. And karma is another form of currency, so I'll show you. Copper is straightforward kind of concept. Once you complete a quest in an area, the sort of quest giver, I guess you could say, for the area, you can speak to them and you can say any rewards for such a good helper. And you bet. Here, take a look and see if there's anything you like. See, click that. So there are weapon upgrades that you can get, or accessories that you can get that you can, like this is an accessory that you can equip that will, like this for instance, would add 3 to my vitality, so I might go ahead and buy that. And it costs 63 karma. And I think I got, what did I get? I think 90 for completing that, so you'd have enough for that. And then loaves of bread. So food in this game actually provide sort of a timed buff. You can see there, nourishment for 15 minutes. And it adds 22 vitality and 10 experience from kills. So I'm actually going to go ahead and buy 10% of experience, I should say. So I'm actually going to go ahead and buy, like, probably 10 of these, just because I had karma to spare. As you can see, I've actually played before, so I've got 3,000 karma. But that'll give me a nice little XP buff there. And I think I am going to go ahead and buy this as well. And I can't remember. Can I equip accessories yet? I can. Okay, so let me go to my equipment here. So you can see accessories down here, and I think you can, yeah, you can equip more than one. You can equip 2 accessories. So that adds 3 to my vitality, so keep me alive a little bit longer. I wonder if I can sell to her too. I forgot about that. So let me sell my junk here. Echoed order. So this is something actually that I will. It unlocks, I think, an extra set of quests. So this coded message must be of some importance. Bring it to the Shining Blade Officer, Rallen, in Divinity's Reach. Okay, so we'll get to that in a minute. So pinched goods. This is stuff that you can loot off of enemies, and when you open them, it actually gives you crafting materials. So, and cool thing is, with your crafting materials, you can right-click and deposit material, and you have like a crafting material bank that you don't even have to go to or anything, and then when you craft later, you just have it in store for you to be able to craft stuff. Okay, and I don't think I'm gonna. Well, it says for Huntsman. I'm not sure what the Huntsman crafting profession is. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go ahead and deposit it. We'll see. All right, and I'm going to store this down here, and then I guess I'll do that down there as well. Or maybe I'll do this at the front here. All right, so then I will talk to her again, and let's see what I can sell here. Sell. Good, I can sell my cracked longbow for 1 copper. And that, and that. Alright, good deal.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode. Oh wait, I get my level reward just to get that little flashy thing out of here. So, let's see, what is this? Things like bags, weapons, and armor can be equipped. Open your inventory with the I key and double click. Okay, so I think it gave me, oh yeah, reward, a leather bag. So I'll go to that in a second. And an unlock player versus player if I really want to do that, which I'm not a big PvP guy, so I'm not going to worry about that. If I ever worry about it, it'll be way like end game, okay? So I'm going to accept my reward for that, and then I'll show you this before I quit here. So again, this gives you a rundown of what rewards you've got coming in the future. I'm going to hit I. So it gave me a leather bag with 4 slots. I'm going to drop that into one of the bag slots up here. And now you can see I've got room for additional inventory as I go along and can collect stuff, right? Okay. So I'm going to end the episode there and go ahead and do my little server swap, like server consolidation swap, and then continue with the next episode. So thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed what you've seen so far. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you'd like to see more of what I'm doing. And I hope to see you coming back and sharing more of this adventure with me. Talk to you later, guys.